Australia's peak health bodies have thrown their support behind the government's vaping reforms. Legislation to outlaw the sale, supply and manufacture of non-therapeutic vapes is before Parliament.
United to fight Australia's vaping crisis, health bodies are calling for all parliamentarians to support reforms currently before Parliament. The legislation would mean vapes would be regulated as therapeutic goods, available only by prescription to help people quit smoking.
We are serious about stamping this public health menace of recreational vaping out. These laws pass the Parliament from the 1st of July. You will not be able to sell vapes, and there will be very, very serious penalties in the laws if you do so.
Preventing children from accessing vapes is front and centre of the reforms.
Vaping is nothing more or less than an insidious device to recruit a new generation to nicotine addiction. You just have to look at the products that are behind me. They're brightly coloured. Many of them have cartoon characters on the front of them, and they have these ridiculously childlike flavours like bubble gum.
Health professionals say vaping is creating a new generation addicted to nicotine and a behavioural issue in schools, as 1 in 6 high school students vape.
It's been sold as harmless to our kids, but vaping isn't harmless. What vaping does is it hurts our kids' lungs, it increases their risk of having nicotine addiction, and it pollutes our environment.
Doctors would much rather see you now to talk about your substance use, talk about your vaping, talk about your smoking, than to see you in 10 or 20 years' time when the cancers and other ill health effects have taken hold and are much harder to treat.
More than 1.5 million vapes have been taken off the streets since January 1 in the first phase of the reforms to choke off supply. The Australian Border Force has seized more than 767,000 disposable vapes this year alone. That has an estimated street value of $23 million.
This sends a strong message to all Australian suppliers of vape products that they should not import these goods anymore, and if they do, there will be consequences to that. Your goods will be detected and it will be seized and destroyed. There is criticism the reforms don't go far enough. An Australian Association of Convenience Stores report found 75% of people don't believe the government's ban on vape products is working. It also shows around 80% of people believe vape should be taxed and regulated, the same as tobacco.